Those of you that know, I live in Nashville, and what's been going on here today.
Hey, what's going on, folks? We have a great show for you today. So actor Melissa Joan Hart is going viral, and all the news is covering her because she was at a school right next to where the shooting occurred in Nashville.
My kids go to school right next to a school where there was a shooting today, and we moved here from Connecticut, where we were in a school a little ways down from Sandy Hook. So this is our second experience with a school shooting with our...
And said this isn't the first time. She was also down the street from Sandy Hook. We'll watch that full video and talk about it. Second, I wanted to play this clip of Tucker Carlson, one of the most popular people on television, says he doesn't own a TV.
We were told that you don't have a TV in your house.
No,
What's the reasoning behind that?
it's too loud.
His answer for why is pretty funny. Then I'll answer some questions and talk about a few other things. It's going to be a great show today, folks. God bless you. Dream Rare Podcast starts now.
It's the Dream Rare Podcast. Welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from our...
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of the Dream Rare Podcast. I'm going to start with the first story I was seeing everywhere. I saw Fox News, left-wing news. Everybody was reporting the actress. You might remember her from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She's probably been in a lot of films. I remember her from that. I'm a child of the 90s, so I remember those days. But Melissa Joan Hart was near the school of the Tennessee, Nashville shooting, and she told a story. I don't know if this was on Instagram or Twitter. I believe her Instagram, but it's being shared everywhere. It's going super viral. So let's just watch it real quick, and then we'll give a reaction.
Hey guys, for those of you that know, I live in Nashville, and what's been going on here today, my kids go to school right next to a school where there was a shooting today, and we moved here from Connecticut, where we were in a school a little ways down from Sandy Hook. So this is our second experience with a school shooting with our kids being in close proximity. Luckily, we are all okay, but my husband and I were on our way to school for conferences, and luckily our kids weren't in today, and we helped a class of kindergartners across a busy highway that were climbing out of the woods, that were trying to escape the shooter situation at their school. So we helped all these tiny little kids cross the road and get their teachers over there, and we helped a mom reunite with her children. And I don't know what to say anymore. It is just enough is enough, and just pray for the families.
So I watched that clip, and because I started just seeing tweets and people's opinions and stuff, and I was like, all right, I got to just watch it for myself. I don't want to just read articles, etc. So she lived down the street from Sandy Hook, and then she was at a school next to this school in Nashville, but her kids luckily weren't in school today. She was going in for a parent-teacher conference, and then she was there. It's interesting. The media is calling her a hero. Thank you for helping the kids, Melissa. We appreciate you. I just wanted to search for myself because I haven't... No offense, I'm not trying to relegate her whole career to the show that I remember when I was a kid. It's just that's what she's famous for in my head. I haven't been following her political career, or her activism, or anything. Is she a celebrity that's political? Is she not? Is this just like a coincidental moment where she's just at these two schools? I wasn't really sure, so I basically Googled. This is just what I did. Don't hate me for it. I Googled Melissa Joan Hart Biden because I was like, is she like a political person or not? So this is what I found. I'm just going to hold it up to the screen. It's a post of hers. It's a video. I just took a screenshot from her Instagram, and she posted on her Instagram, I guess it was like 42 weeks ago, I'm thrilled to help spread the great news for our country, our grid, and our planet. POTUS Joe Biden, she tagged both of them, took bold executive action today on the energy and climate crises by invoking the Defense Production Act to ramp up solar energy production, modernize our power grid, create good jobs, and more. For those of you who don't know, I've been into environmentalism since the 90s. You will know this is exciting for me to see this happen. Meanwhile, let's get rid of the plastic-free July let's get ready for a plastic-free July while government works on this project. Update. As for the comments that seem to be piling up about other issues we face, of course I am aware of them: gas prices, baby formula and supply chains, wars and famine and human trafficking. This is one small win towards a future for all human beings around the globe. Everyone take a deep breath, please, and calm the F down about politics. I've always been behind ecological advances, and I believe this one will help us to a better future. So I guess, months ago she tweeted, hold on, I might have to sneeze. Hold on. I can sneeze because I'm on a podcast. What do people do on air when they sneeze? When you see those guys. Sorry, I don't mean to. I want to break back to that story, but like, when you watch like Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson or Rachel Maddow, I don't know if I've ever seen them sneeze. Do they have to like put a stick up their behind so they don't sneeze? They're like, if you sneeze live, you're fired. They're like, I've never. They always have to like, wear a suit and stuff. But I'm like, it's my podcast. If I gotta sneeze, I gotta sneeze. I don't know how to get rid of it. Anyway, it's like a lingering one. It's like, what I'm saying? It's like COVID-19. You can't see it, but it's somewhere. Anyway, so I guess Melissa Joan Hart posted about Joe Biden. I don't know if it was like an ad directly for his administration. It seemed like it because of how she tagged it, but I can't know for sure. And I guess she posted it, and a bunch of people ratioed her, probably conservatives, talking about human trafficking, supply chain issues, gas prices, and she was like, geez, leave me alone. This is like, let's not get political here. It's just interesting. I mean, what can you really say that hasn't been said? You're not really allowed to say anything. It's like, they'll try to sue you, so you just have to go along with the mainstream narrative. Anyway, I mean, not that you have to, but what I'm basically referring to, I'll not act coded and stuff. And I'm not justifying what was said because I don't speak for others. And if people do sloppy reporting, that's on them. But when it comes to like the Sandy Hook situation, Alex Jones is getting sued. Mainstream media has lied us into the Iraq war. Mainstream media has lied us into wars that have killed and displaced millions of people, created refugee crises. The mainstream media's conspiracy theories have been so damaging. But apparently when Alex Jones does one, he gets sued for like billions of dollars and stuff. So it's like, it's been well known that you're not allowed to question anything around these events. Of course, mainstream media can lie about lockdowns. They could lie about, pharmacy products, Bextra, but I guess Alex Jones, whatever. But I'm just going to say this, thoughts and prayers. It's really sad. I saw today, obviously the kids died. That's super sad. I saw a custodian, they shot a custodian. How evil do you have to be to shoot anybody? But how evil do you have to be to shoot a custodian and a bunch of children? Like, this person was demonic. I'm sorry. It's shooting that's your big, oh, I'm so mad at the custodian. Jeez, disgusting. Kids, innocent kids, evil. With that being said, I'm not starting a conspiracy theory like mainstream media did to start wars. I don't like those. But I do find it just very bizarre or coincidental, or I guess I would say miraculous, that, a actor who's political just so happens to be right next door when her kids just so happen to not be at the school. It's just interesting. What could I really say? I'm not going to put out a theory I can't prove. I don't like doing that, especially when there's children and lives involved. I would never do that. But I do have a brain, and it's just all very bizarre. I mean, it's sad anyway, but just an interesting clip that's going viral. What can you really say that hasn't already been said? Second story I want to talk about real quick, and then we'll move to some other stuff, and I'll answer some of your questions. Tucker Carlson did a Nelk Boys podcast a few weeks ago, and he said he didn't own a TV. For those wondering or not wondering, now you're going to wonder because I got to say it anyway. I have my own news website now. It's called streamrare.com. Like, DreamRare is my tag. DreamRare.com is my shop. Now we have me and Bobby Sauce. We're collaborating on streamrare.com. I did an article about this because I just thought it was pretty interesting. Tucker Carlson, even though he's one of the biggest personalities on television, he thinks it's weird owning a TV, and I thought his answer was pretty funny.
We were told that you don't have a TV in your house.
No.
What's the reasoning behind that?
It's too loud.
Here's like the fuller reason, or the more full reason.
So you watch no TV?
I don't watch any TV. I never have. It's loud. There's someone in. I like people. We always we have house guests right now. I love having. That's why we're not in my house. So I love people, but I want to be able to invite people to my house. I don't want random showing up and yelling at me in my house. And TV is like inviting some random person from the subway into your living room, and I just don't want them there.
I think it's funny because I also think there's there's obviously an element of truth to it, but it's like having someone in your house. Before television, you had to physically have somebody in your house. Maybe they had radio before that, but let's just say before the era of communications of that level, um, you just invite people over your house. And then the radio came, you're listening to people in your house. And then the television came and you're just like watching people in your house. So I like the idea of, would you want that person in your house? If not, why are you watching them? Why are you watching them yell about stuff you wouldn't want them yelling in your house? I thought that was really funny. And what he says about the show here, I'm going to play another clip. Watch the Nelk Boys podcast for the full, or go to thestreamrare.com. That's my website. Go to that article, and you could see I linked their podcast and their official clip that they have from their clip channel. What he says about this Netflix show his daughter was watching, or some sort of show, it's exactly how I feel about television, and I've always felt really weird for it because everyone loves TV, everyone likes movies. I'm not an alien. I've seen movies, I've watched shows, but I really don't watch shows, and I watch podcasts and YouTube, so I'm not like above it or anything, but I do agree with what he's saying here, and I'll say my piece afterwards.
One of my daughters was watching a show, it was like brilliant, but dark, called White Lotus.
Yeah, it's super popular.
Yeah. So I'd never heard of it. So she was home for Christmas and she's like watching that, on her iPad or whatever in the living room. And I come in, I'm just talking to her and I start watching this for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, I feel like I want to shoot myself. That's like the darkest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was too real.
I've always felt this way about creepy movies, horror movies, like sci-fi movies that are just kind of twisted. Like people are like, yo, let's go see Mad Max or this or that. And I'm like, why would I want to subject myself to that? I don't know. To me, it seems deeper than just a movie. Maybe I'm sensitive. Maybe I'm crazy. I see it as a weird form of entertainment. It's like you're watching people shoot each other, but it's all fake. You're watching like, traumatic, like drama scripts, people crying, loud music, like gunshots, explosions. Like, you watch The Ring, it's like some demon on the screen. To me, I want no part of any of that. It's like I don't want to watch it. I don't want to be around. I don't want to go to the movies. Like I like comedy movies. I like deep movies with an interesting point to it. Like The Truman Show is interesting to me. I like cute movies, funny movies. You know what I'm saying? Even like I'm not like a chick flick type of guy, but I'd rather watch a chick flick than some demonic movie. You know what I'm saying? Give me a cute story about a husband and wife going to Hawaii. I'd rather watch that than a freaking weirdo demon alien invasion psycho movie. I don't like that stuff. I've never liked that stuff for a long time, and I've always felt weird feeling that way because nobody agrees with me. But if you watch my Stream Rare article, I tried to make it funny. I said, I agree with Tucker Carlson. I don't like people yelling at me in my own house through a television. I prefer listening to them yell at me through a YouTube and a podcast. So that was my little joke. It's like, I do listen to people yell at me. It's just through podcasts and YouTube, just not TV. What do you think about that? Before we get to some comments and stuff, I'll say with TV and movies, everybody has a hobby. Everybody has something they like to do in their downtime to wind down, relax, like not take things seriously. But I do feel like people overlook television and movies and say, oh, it's just entertainment. It's like, is it though? Is it just entertainment? If someone said I'm watching you Anomaly, I appreciate it. I'm a house guest that you'd want in your house, so you're listening to me on the Tucker Carlson scale. I'm not somebody screaming at you that you'd kick me out. You'd let me stay for lunch. Appreciate you. But with movies and TV, like I don't see music as just music. Yes, it's entertainment. Yes, it's a dance. Yes, it's a song. Yes, it's lyrics. I love music. I like all types of music. But when you have like some of this trap rap where it's like literally just like gang violent rap, if you're telling a story, you're telling a story. But what you got to realize is a lot of the kids in these neighborhoods are listening to this and replicating what they hear, just like people replicate movies. It's programming. Like someone said, Adrian said in the comment section, I agree. It is kind of in some ways programming. If you watch 10 comedy movies, it's going to change the jokes that you make. Like this one kid in high school, I'll never forget, I thought he was the funniest person ever because he always had the best jokes. And I'm like, man, this guy's creative. And then I started watching like Will Ferrell movies later in my life. And I'm like, oh, this guy's just copying Will Ferrell. Every joke he ever made was a Will Ferrell joke. I thought he was making them himself. I'm like, this guy should be a comedian. Meanwhile, he's literally just copying a comedy movie because that's just what you do. You watch Wedding Crashers. It rubs off on you. You hang out with your girlfriend or whatever, your wife, their personality rubs off on you, vice versa. So with these movies and music, it kind of rubs off on you. It's just something to think about. I listen to music. I do watch entertainment. You're watching me now. I'm not telling people to just shut it off. It's just what I would say is be conscious of what you're allowing into your mind, into your ears, and into your soul, because I think it does make a difference. I've cleaned up my music list. I don't really listen to songs that I don't like the lyrics of anymore like I used to. I try not to watch stuff. I don't have like a perfect track record, but I'm very thoughtful about this sort of stuff, because some would say, oh, TV, movies, they're just entertainment. Music, it's just entertainment. I don't think so. I think it rubs off on you, and it's worth at least considering if you're consuming some crazy, weird show all the time. Like, I don't know. It's like listening to a song with twisted lyrics all the time. It's got to have some impact on you, unless you're just like, it's an escape, which is all fine. I like some crazy music too. I don't know. Let me know what you think. That's my thoughts. I've always been kind of sensitive to that, at least thinking about it. It's just like what you eat. It's worth a thought. I don't eat perfect, but when I eat bad, I start to get fatter. You know what I'm saying? When I start to like eat burritos like 2 times a day, I'm just eating burritos thinking I'm eating steak. It's so healthy. I'm starting to notice, and I'm like, wait a second. I should probably think twice about this. So just like food, music, television, entertainment, not telling people what to do, not telling people to have a flawless lifestyle, just think about it. It's worth a thought. Let me know what you think. I'll read a few comments, and then I'm going to keep this video pretty brief and pretty short. I don't really have any other news stories of the day. I guess I do have one more. Byron York, he's a Fox News contributor. He posted a CNN link. But anyway, this is a story. No New York indictment this week from CNN. The grand jury is not expected to consider the Trump case this week. So, no Trump indictment. Who would have known? Listen, Patriots, I'm going to get arrested. It's imminent. It's imminent, Patriots. Protest, riot. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say to riot. I'm putting words in his mouth. But in general, it's like, protest, take our nation back. Donate, Patriots. Donate to me. Pray for me, Patriots. Donate to me. Pray for me, Patriots. I'm going to jail. Pray for me. Give me your money, Patriots. Pray, protest. Take our nation back. Give me your money, Patriots. Promo code Don June. No. It's like I said from the beginning, listen, I try to be honest when I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I can't tell you if Trump's going to jail. I don't think so. I can't tell you if he's getting arrested. I don't think so. I think they're just going to take his mugshot, if anything, maybe not. But when I first came out of that and I was like, this whole thing's a distraction, people got so mad. I mean, most people agreed with me, but that people were like, Anomaly, you piece of trash. No, they don't sound like that. But anyway, they're like, Anomaly, you piece of trash. You're going to regret that. You're going to regret saying that when Trump goes to jail, you never stood up for. And I'm like, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just like, and I'm not standing against tyranny. I'm just, as an observer, I'm just saying, I don't believe it until I see it. It's like, give me money, Patriots. Yeah, I'm going to jail. And then the left's like, oh my God, Trump's going to jail. It's like, click, 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 views. Donate. He's the victim. I'm voting for Trump now, not DeSantis. I got to watch CNN. I got to watch Fox News. And I'm thinking to myself, this is all just a big show so everyone gets paid. It's like WWE. CNN gets money. Trump gets money. No, Anomaly, you're going to regret that. You're going to regret that, Anomaly. You're not a real patriot. You're not a real patriot, Anomaly. You see Terrence Williams and David Harris, they're posting prayer memes. If you're not posting a prayer meme and you're not on your knees praying for Donald Trump, you're not a real patriot. How dare you make a light decision about the commie judge who's going to throw Trump? I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should have posted 15 prayer memes and Trump donation links, but I'm just patient at this point in my career. I'm patient knowing that like 9 out of 10 things are clown shows. I'm not saying he's in on it. I'm just like, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to believe anything until it happens at this point in my life. And then even when it happens, I got to make sure it's not an AI algorithm fake freaking deep fake, They got deep fakes of Hillary hugging Putin made from an AI program. I got to see between the lines out here. I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm just observing. I just think it's funny. I'd rather joke about it than cry, get on my knees and be like, no, Alvin Bragg. I'm like, yeah, no, he's a terrible DA. All these Democrat DAs, they're terrible. DC, they're having all these problems, letting out all these criminals. It's a joke. But I just can't run to the narrative. I feel like they got us. They got us by the huevos, as some would say. And I just don't feel like jumping on every story as soon as it comes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a cat or something. It's like with the Zelensky story, when it came out that the Russian-Ukraine war, 95 to 99% of right-wing pages fell for the, oh my gosh, the ghost of Kiev, the Snake Island. I was one of the only ones who didn't, because I remember doing a story about Zelensky last year, and I just remember he was like an actor, producer who like psyoped his way into power. I'm not making a conspiracy, literally like psychological operation, you know, I'm the president on television sort of thing. So I was like, I don't know what's going on, but let me be patient before I just look stupid. But everyone just loves to be like, yeah, ghost of Kiev. I mean, an invisible patriot from Ukraine killed 1,000 Russian jets with his, you know, with his eyes closed. You know, he's a descendant of Helen Keller he hasn't seen in 15 years. Like, I'm like, maybe, but that sounds like a Jussie Smollett story to me. Sounds like Jussie Smollett, the French immigrant. No, I'm just kidding, but I don't know where Jussie Smollett is from. Probably American, but, you know, I just like to make jokes. They're like, that's racist. He's not French. Yeah, I know. I think he's like black and Jewish or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's like the ghost of Kiev and the Snake Island. It sounded like a Jussie Smollett story to me. So I was like, I can't say it's not real, but I'm not going to jump on it and act like it is real because it just doesn't sound real to me. But what do I know? I just like to be a little bit more patient. They're like, Helen Keller resurrected from the grave. I mean, Helen Keller, the ghost of Helen Keller, you know, took over a Russian fighter jet and just started, you know, fighting the Kremlin. It's like, and then you got like right-wing pages like, sounds legit to me. I don't know, whatever I could get clicks on. CNN, whatever I could get clicks on. I'm like, listen, we all like a good click. Streamrare.com. Go click around. Dreamrare.com. DREAMRARE. Go click around. Click yourself into a hat. Trust me, there's nothing more I'd like than you clickety-clack and getting hundreds of dollars worth of merch. I appreciate it. We all like a click. But how desperate are we, folks? We gonna push Ghost of Kiev stories for freaking 5 years to get 100,000 clicks? Look like an idiot? Whatever. We all make mistakes. We all like clicks, but you know, patience is a virtue. It's never bad to just like wait a second, figure out what the heck's going on. All right, I'm gonna read. Tyrone said, what's up, Tyrone? He said, does that make Tucker Carlson a hypocrite? I mean, I stopped watching mainstream news months ago. Obviously, I get my news opinion from indie. I like Anomaly, Turtle Boy Sports, Jason Whitlock, Matt Taibbi. I've never heard of Turtle Boy Sports, but I like turtles, so I'm already slightly interested. No, I mean, I don't know. It's up to you, really, whether you think he's a hypocrite or not. He's on television. Of course, I think he wants people to watch him, but yeah, he doesn't watch other people. But you know what? I would say, Tucker, if he doesn't seem like the type who's desperate, where it's like if people were like, yo, I don't want to watch you, I'm sure he'd be like, whatever. He seems like a lighthearted guy. I don't think he cares too much. So is that hypocrisy? I don't think so. But what do I know? There were stories, and I can't confirm this is true, but there's like, you know, whatever they would call them, urban myths or urban stories. Maybe you could look this up and find it out for yourself. But they used to say people like Steve Jobs doesn't give, you know, products to his kids. I don't know if that's true, but everyone always likes to say that, you know, like that's a saying like, oh, you know, all these kids are using this technology, but the people who make the tech don't even use it themselves. It could be a situation like that too. Someone said, I like turtles too. Would you eat one, Anomaly? Would I purposely eat a turtle? No, I'm not interested in like turtle soup. I had penguins on my mind this morning. That's always been my favorite animal for whatever reason. I've always loved penguins. But, you know, there's this one creator called The Quartering, Jeremy from The Quartering. I follow him on Twitter, and he's like, hey, guys, what should I talk about today? And I was just like, penguins. It's probably doesn't make good content, but you asked what's on my mind. He's like, what's on your mind today for videos? I'm like, penguins? He's like, I'm a news guy. I don't talk about penguins. I'm like, well, you asked. You said what's on my mind, and that's what was on my mind this morning. Why? I'm not sure, but it was. So I said it. Drew said you look like a penguin, no lie. You know what's interesting? I always thought about that stuff. Like, Alex Jones is always like animal human hybrids. And I don't know. You could Google animal human hybrids. I think they're trying to work on those in labs or something. But in general, I'm like, I wonder if people have like, I'm not saying part animal, but like if everyone has a spirit animal. And I'm like, I've always loved penguins. And then you say I look like a penguin. I don't even completely disagree. Like, I'm not a penguin. For those wondering, no, I'm not a penguin. I'm a real boy. I'm a human. Don't dehumanize me. But jokes aside, it's like, what if we had a spirit animal and my spirit animal was a penguin? And then it's like, I kind of look like it because it's my spirit animal. I don't know. There's something there. What? I'm not sure. Someone said this mother effer gonna identify as a penguin now. I'm about 5 years away from identifying as a penguin. They're like, excuse me, sir, you haven't paid your taxes in 10 years. By the way, I pay my taxes. IRS, leave me alone. I'll pay, calm down. But, imagine you like didn't pay your taxes. And then they're like, sir, you owe hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of taxes. I was like, well, actually, I identify as a penguin now. And technically, if I'm a penguin, I don't have to pay taxes because penguins don't pay taxes. And then, like, you take it to court and some liberal judge is like, seems legit to me. I mean, I don't see why not. I'm like, oh, damn, I just, maybe I do like liberals now. No. If they're going to say I'm allowed to be a penguin and animals don't pay taxes, I think we're getting somewhere, Don't hate the player, hate the game. If you can't beat them, join them. So there's something there. I'm not saying what. Penguins do not pay taxes. That's a fact. Unless in Antarctica, I don't know. I'm not into conspiracy theories like the Iraq war and stuff, I don't like conspiracy theories. That's like what the mainstream media talks about all the time. They're like, oh, everybody's a racist. Give me money. I don't like those conspiracy theories, but I go by objective facts. Antarctica is interesting to me. What's going on up there? John Kerry's flying there. It's hard to get there. They don't like to fly over there. What's going on in Antarctica? What are those penguins up to there? What's John Kerry doing? I don't know. Someone said penguins don't care about gender. I don't know if that's true. I only like looking at penguins. I can't say I'm like that educated on them, even though I've always liked them. I can't be like, I've watched 15 documentaries on them. I'm going to disprove that. Like, I don't know if you're telling the truth or not, so I just have to leave it. Someone said I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, said Adrian. Well, here's what I say. I don't like to live in the world of the mainstream media. So they always like to use these terminology. Like they have these words, racist, sexist, anti-Semitic, conspiracy theorist, anti-vaxxer, climate denier, and some people lean into it and they're like, yeah, I am that, even though it's like they're just making up words. Me, I'm not any of those things, but in general, I like to flip the script on them. So what I say is like, instead of being like, oh, I love conspiracy theories, because let's break down the words. Theory is just a theory. You're not sure. You're just like guessing. Everybody knows what theory means. And then conspiracy, according to dictionary definitions I've read, a conspiracy, especially back when the dictionary, the Webster was, I don't know, founded 1800s. It's like two or more men doing something evil, conspiring, two people doing something nefarious, like two or more. It could be a group doing a conspiracy. So you put the words together. It's a theory about people doing bad stuff. There's nothing inherently bad with doing that. You just want to be accurate. When you're theorizing, just be accurate. The problem is the media constantly does conspiracy theories. They're just really bad at it. Donald Trump's working with Russia. He's doing like their conspiracy theories are terrible. And there's bad conspiracy theories on both sides that are just inaccurate and stupid. So instead of leaning into it and being like, oh, I like that, what I do is I flip it and say, I'm not into bad conspiracy theories. The media is really bad at conspiracy theories, like Washington Post, New York Times. Their accuracy with conspiracy theories isn't good. Go back to a lot of mainstream publications. Like, what was the conspiracy theory around like the Iraq war and invading Afghanistan and how it would make America so safe and amazing, and invading Libya and the fact that they invaded Libya and now there's like slavery there. There was slavery there. Like the ghost of Kiev is a conspiracy theory. The Snake Island story was a conspiracy theory. I'm not into those conspiracy theories. So I flip the script and it's like I'm the media and now they're the little boy. Instead of them trying to treat me like I'm a little boy, they're like, I'm the authority and you're just a little boy who doesn't know how to tell the truth. Listen to Don Lemon. It's like, no. I flip the script. It's like, you guys are conspiracy theorists. You know, the mainstream media does too many conspiracy theories. They're not good at it. And I condemn it. I don't agree with them. And I think it's sloppy and misleading. So, you know, I like to just flip the script like that. That's just my personal opinion. Some people lean into it. Some people don't. I don't like to be labeled by a bunch of idiots. Like this is my only request too, with a lot of people, where for me, if I talked about like Ben Shapiro and I'm like, yo, Ben Shapiro sucks, or his theory sucks. And Ben Shapiro hit me up and said, Anomaly, listen, Anomaly, you're a good guy. My wife's a doctor. I sell sheets. I love gold. Let's have a debate about it. I just want to talk to you. Since you're talking about me, why don't you talk to me? If Ben Shapiro ever said that to me, I'd be like, hey, Ben, yeah, I would love to have a conversation. Appreciate you, my guy. You know, agree to disagree, but I won't talk about you without talking to you. I would love to talk to Ben, right? If he ever hit me up and said, hey, since you're talking about me, why don't you talk to me? I would love to. And I would respect the fact that he wanted to do that. On that note, when like NPR writes an article about me, I'm like, can I have a conversation with somebody at your news outlet? When a fact checker fact checks me and they're wrong and I could prove they're wrong and they know they're wrong, and in their email they pretty much admit they're wrong, but they don't admit they're wrong. I'm like, hey, can I debate somebody? It doesn't have to be you. I don't know if you're like eating pizza bagels in your mom's basement or something, getting paid by some company in France, but like, does anybody at your organization, since you're talking about me, since you're covering up my content, will you have a conversation with me? I would have a conversation with any of the people I talk about. They don't. They won't have a conversation, and that's the most frustrating part. So it's like, you know, they want to talk about you, they want to frame you, they want to call you kooky and crazy. NPR wants to label me a conspiracy theorist for sharing a CNN article, but they won't talk to me. The guy, his name is like something Davis or Miles, I forget what his name was, whatever. It's like, you're talking about me. You have the legal right, the First Amendment, to do that. You don't have the right to libel me and defame me and be wrong, but you have the right to label me and stuff. I'm not an overly litigious person. I'm not going to sue you over nothing. So you have the right to do that. I'm not going to like cry about it, but all I ask for is a conversation. All I ask for is just speak to me for 20 minutes on my podcast, your podcast. Let's have a debate about these topics. They can't do it. They won't do it. You know, they're cowards and they're like little. So that's my problem with the mainstream media, is like they punch and run away, where they're like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Like, have you ever done a conspiracy theory? Have your news outlets ever done? Because in the Russian war, the Ukraine war, whatever you want to call it, I get punished for being accurate. I'm one of the only, and I'm talking about even indie right-wing outlets that I follow, all of them fell for the Snake Island story. I did not, right? I get punished for being right. I mean, it wasn't a huge punishment, but they demonetized my Instagram for like 2 months or a month off of me being right. It's like, you're better off being wrong in the wrong direction than being right in the right direction. The media rewards you for being wrong. You could lie as long as you're lying about Russia. As long as you're lying for Ukraine, you could say, Zelensky's 20 feet tall. Zelensky's 50 feet tall. He's a giant. I mean, I would guess he's the tallest and strongest man in the world. I think Zelensky's like the strongest man ever. Like you'd get like a Pulitzer Prize. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're lying in favor of their war agenda. But if I just am like, I don't believe that story, I'm not going to say it's false, but I did do reporting once I figured out it was false. And I'm not going to say the first one, because I was going off of other stuff I saw. I would credit them if I knew who did it. But I was one of the early ones where I'm like putting it together. I'm like, well, that's Ukraine's official defense minister Facebook official saying that they're still alive. So I was early to be like, not only is that story suspect, it's actually now provably wrong. And you guys are all making journalistic errors, huge journalistic errors. You pushed a Snake Island story about F off and they're all dead and they're all alive. Like, that's a huge mistake, especially at wartime. And then I get in trouble for telling the truth. And everybody who lied about it, whether they kept it up or deleted it, they don't get in trouble. That's who these social media companies are. We know that, but it's like watching that in real time. It's like, damn, you get in trouble for being right and you get awards and rewarded for being wrong. Fascinating stuff. I don't care. That's why I created streamrare.com. One of the many reasons, where it's like, now I have my own news website. I'll be accurate. I'll be thoughtful about it. When I do my reporting, like I always do, and it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. So check that out, streamrare.com. We have articles, dreamrare.com. We have hats, dreamrarelinks.com. We got all the links if you're just difficult with it. Stayintouchwithme.com. We got free email lists, stayintouchwithme.com. You already know. We got domains on domains. So many domains, eat it like lo mein. I'm done. That's enough. Couple more minutes and I'm going to keep this short. Someone said she was a know-it-all named Clarissa first. Oh yeah, Clarissa knows it all. I forgot about that. What did I say, Sabrina? Was she Sabrina or am I getting the people confused? Clarissa, I definitely watched because I didn't watch Disney. I was more into Nickelodeon when I grew up. Now I would watch neither because they would probably try to change my gender. They're like, when I was young, it's like Clarissa knows it all. Rugrats, you know, the scary monsters or whatever it was. Real monsters. Now it would be like, kids, are you feeling lonely today? You're like, yeah. Here's Tommy Pickles to tell you why you should question your entire gender. Like, I don't know. That's a parody. Please don't sue me, Nickelodeon. But yeah, you know, it's like, what's the point nowadays? I don't. SpongeBob, is SpongeBob on Nickelodeon? It's like season 25. They have all new voice actors. Like, pass. Next. Let me watch some sports. I'm a grown-up. Let me watch ESPN. ESPN's like, Leah, you could watch the clip. I saw it on Twitter. They're like, Leah Thomas spent her first 3 years as competing against the men's and then switched over to the women's. Like, they said that as if it's some great accomplishment. They're like, wow, Leah Thomas spent 3 years competing against guys and then 1 year competing against girls. How did Leah Thomas do against the guys? Not so well. You know, how did Leah Thomas do against the girls? Oh, she's the best swimmer of all time or best swimmer of the modern era. It's like, this is Sports Center. I'm just trying to watch Kyrie Irving dunk on somebody. I'm not trying to listen to freaking this, but that's what, that's even like ESPN's garbage. Anytime I'm at because I don't own a TV either, like Tucker. I have like a TV, but I just stream stuff from it. I don't have cable. I watch two things when I'm at a hotel because they have a TV. I'll either watch WWE just because it's fun and it's impressive. They're doing crazy flips and stuff. Like, it's like athletically, it's just incredible. I watch WWE or I'll watch some like stupid reality show where it's like Love Island. I'm like, this is dumb. And then I'm like starting to get into it. I'm like, wait, why is she going for him? No, it's like, I'd rather watch something lighthearted on TV. That's why some people are like, I like reality shows. It's trash, but I like it. I'm like, I get it. If you're going to watch TV, I'd much rather watch like a reality show than watch like some demonic like witchcraft like spell show or freaking ESPN try to tell me why like transgender swimmers are so heroic. And it's like, it's slim pickings on TV. I get it. I get why people watch that stuff. That's what I would watch. Cartoon Network was legendary. Yeah, I was always a Nickelodeon guy, but to each their own. All right, appreciate you guys. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. I'm going to run all my links real quick at the end in my outro video, but I want to say real quick, check out streamrare.com, STREAMRARE. It's a collaboration I have with Bobby Sauce, who does content as well. He's handling the web design, and also he's going to contribute and do other stuff. He has a great social media presence and a really level head. We get along very well. I'm going to do my articles and stuff, and I'm excited because I've always wanted to work with a news company and do this type of stuff and just push content out because I have the reach and audience. But now it's even better because I get to curate it myself. I mean, obviously Bobby, and we're going to have eventually other writers as well, and we want to give people journalistic freedom. But right now we're slow rolling it out, and I'm just kind of picking articles that are interesting to me that I think are worth sharing. I'm trying to keep it as positive as possible. Of course, we can't keep every story positive, and certain stories, it's really up to your discretion of like how you view it. It could be like scary, it could not be, but for the most part, I want to focus on cool things I like. But I did cover the Restrict Act because in my video, I covered it a little bit and gave other people's opinions, but I wanted to do a good piece on the Restrict Act and just like, show all the angles of it and kind of just like link it if you wanted to read it. I'm not suggesting you do. It's long and boring. I wouldn't personally, but I want to try to just do a better job and have resources there for people. Like if you are interested and you don't know where to find it, I try to make my articles as like simple and easy to use as possible. So thank you guys. Have a good week. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. That was fun. All right, Dream Rare Podcast. This will be up on audio later tonight. Hey, what's going on, my friends? Just a few ways to stay in touch and support if you'd like to. The first way is dreamrare.com. We have blue beanies, black beanies, pink hats, other colored hats, freedom versus tyranny shirts, Stay Blessed long sleeve, God is Great long sleeve, and lots of more cool items coming soon. Dreamrare.com. Check out the shop to support. Everything's made in the United States. Handpicked by me. Patreon.com/raretalk for $5 a month. You can help support me, support the show. If you haven't noticed, unlike other channels, I don't work with very many sponsors, sometimes none at all. And part of the way I'm able to do that is with the dreamrare.com shop and patreon.com/raretalk. So thank you guys for keeping this show free, unimpeded, uninterrupted. I'm forever grateful. My free email list is stayintouchwithme.com. So check the links below in the description or just type in on any browser, stayintouchwithme.com, all one word. You'll find my email list, put it in there, and it's the least annoying email list you'll ever be on. I barely use it because I don't like getting emailed every day or every week. It's annoying. So I don't do it. Stayintouchwithme.com. It helps me take back some power away from big tech. Telegram, t.me/dreamrarechat or @dreamrarechat. Due to censorship, I post all my live stream and videos there. Sometimes I have some bonus content, and I try to give people a heads up when Facebook or YouTube won't. Dream Rare Chat at Telegram. My Instagram is @dreamrare. Thanks for everybody following there for shorter content. And dreamrarelinks.com, that's dreamrarelinks.com, has all my stuff. My podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, my music on Spotify and Apple, my Rumble page, my BitChute and Gab page. All my links are found at dreamrarelinks.com. Thanks for watching, folks. God bless you. You already know I'll be back with more content soon.